I watched the Newport game in Greece. Actually, it was one that I'm a foreign supporter. I can watch it for a week. So our best period towards the end of that was when Davison came on and Ironside had a partner alongside him. And I do believe that played in the manager's mind this time, that he wanted to start with two forwards, that maybe you get more out of Joe Ironside if he has a partner alongside him. And let's face it, in our first goal, that was proven. Um, we, I mean, just to briefly touch on our first goal, it was a really, really good goal. Davison finally shown some strength, was fouled. Referee played a great advantage, cut the ball back, and Ironside doing what we all hoped he'd do, which is getting in front of his man, attacking the near post, and putting it in. And at that point, you thought, this is great. I have to say, the first 15 minutes were poor. After that, I thought we grew into the game, and we were by far the better side for the last half hour, I'd say, of the first half. Scored a deserved equaliser, had the home side pegged back, and then unfortunately conceded an avoidable goal at the end of the half. I did listen to Matt Sadler's interview, and he echoed what you're saying there. He was actually really praising of our performance, saying we're a strong side. Andy Crosby's got a good side. There's a real team spirit. He's built a really strong League Two team, which I know a lot of our fans probably wouldn't agree with. But he also made the point that with our formation, he felt that if they were quick in transition, because we like to push our wing backs forward, that there would be spaces behind us to exploit, and that is exactly what happened with the third and fourth goals. So in that respect, yeah, I think we were left far too open for those two goals. And I do think that the manager has tried to play two up top because he feels it does bring out more of Joe Ironside. And I say we got a goal from that. Obviously, we look at it at the end of the game and we've conceded four and lost the game, and it looks like a terrible decision. I don't know. I do want to get onto the midfield because I think that we have a bit of an issue there. I think having started the season very well, I think Smallwood has regressed the last few games. I feel that he looks off the pace and failed to assert himself in the game. And I can't let this go without a word about Noah Kenner, who, I mean, absolutely terrible with the football at his feet. When he hasn't got the ball, great, works hard, a few great sliding tackles. As soon as he gets the ball, he's like a rabbit in the headlights. No idea. Simple 4 yard passes, missing them. And a lot of fans who weren't at the game won't have seen this. The manager said in his post match how angry he was about us giving the ball away in the build up to the second goal. Kenner has the ball round about midway through our own half, I'd say, maybe near the centre circle. No pressure on him at all. Simple pass to play. Kicks the ball against his other foot, and it balloons out to Walsall. Gives them the ball. They go up the field, and then everyone sees what happens with the goal. No pressure at all. The guys in front of me said the referee was set to blow for half time. Let the attack go ahead, and they scored. Unfortunately, for all the hard work and athleticism that we get from him from a defensive perspective, he is an absolute liability when we have the ball, and it's becoming more and more of an issue, I think.
Well, I've said it time and time again on this podcast for 5 years now that the midfield has always been Tranmere's weak point, regardless of what you might think of their strike force over the years. I can barely remember a Tranmere midfield that dominated games on a regular basis. And despite the surgery that's been performed in that area of the field, it does appear that is continuing as a trend. What really worries me, Will, is how a team that looked so sturdy at the back and in midfield at the start of the season is now leaking significant number of chances and a significant number of goals. If I look at the stats from the Colchester game on the opening day, Colchester had 2 shots on target, 4 off target that day. Shrewsbury, 3 on target, 7 off target. Gillingham, 1 on target, 1 off target. Crawley, 3. Well, Crawley's a little bit different. 3 on target, 13 off target. But you can see how that number's beginning to build now. We go to Notts County. They had 4 on target, 1 off target. But then Salford, 8 on target, 11 off target. Newport, 4 on target, 2 off target. And then today against Walsall, 7 on target and 7 off target. So from being 2 or 3 in each of those columns, it's now suddenly becoming 5, 6, 7. It doesn't take a genius to work out that that's down to the weakness in defence and the weakness in midfield. And it's also the reason why Tranmere are suddenly losing games that they, at the start of the season, may be grinding out as a draw or a win. So what is that down to? Is it because teams have worked Tranmere out? Is it because Kenner and Smallwood have just simply completely and utterly lost form? Is it the personnel who are missing as much as the personnel who are playing? Like, what's your opinion?
We are probably missing Leo Connor. I think that's fair enough. I think that on the drive up, actually, I listened to the pod with Paul Ritchie, and I heard what you're saying about Christian Dennis, and I take that point. I think he would be very useful option to have off the bench. Um, I think Joe Murphy made 2 fantastic saves today, but I think I'll look at the first goal. If you watch it back, he sets the wall up a certain way, and he then takes a step to his left. The ball goes to his right. It's a good strike, of course it is. I was right behind it, but it's not in the top corner. Would Luke McGee have saved that? I mean, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes, but I do think we have a fantastic goalkeeper in Luke McGee. We've got a great servant in Joe. He's an excellent number 2, but our first choice goalkeeper isn't there, which does have an impact